Hi crafty friends, this is Tracy at A Trace of Tradition, and I'm here today to share my outgoing swap for the Everything Disney 2026 swap. It's hosted by Diane. I think this is her third year hosting, so it's an annual swap that she does. Here are her channels, YouTube and Instagram. And I found Diane through the very first swap that I did, the first and only so far until this one. I did Leave It to Lisa Crafts. I did her My Favorite Things swap, and Diane participated in that swap, and that's how I found her and her channels and discovered her Disney swap, which I love Disney and have been collecting some Disney things, so I was so excited to have a place to share it, and that made me so happy. And I just have to say, with Diane, she is such a sweet lady. She's been such a wonderful host, so kind and gracious and encouraging. And one thing I've really noticed about her as I've watched her Instagram and YouTube is that she is such a champion of other people in the crafting community. She supports small businesses, she supports other people's swaps, and all of those things. And I'm pretty new to the community and still trying to figure everything out, understanding how it works and how you find swaps and all of that. So I really appreciate that about her, because she's just supporting fellow crafters and fellow artists, and I just think that that's so kind and just a valuable asset to the crafting community. So please go check her out. She's a very kind lady and obviously loves Disney. All right, the first requirement for the Everything Disney 2026 swap was to do a Memdex card. So I have created 2 Memdex cards using the Memdex envelope die from Scrap Diva Designs. And I love adding interactive elements to my crafts, and with Disney being so fun and interactive with its rides and everything, I thought it would especially be fun and kind of mimic the whimsy of Disney if I added some fun elements to my Memdex cards. So you can see I added spinners to some of the flowers, and what it also made me think of are the flowers that are at the end of It's a Small World, at least at Disney World. They're at the end of the ride where they say goodbye in many different languages, but these flowers kind of remind me of that ending to the ride. But also just the spinning, the teacups, it reminds me of that ride. And just the fun of it reminds me of the fun and whimsy of Disney. So I thought it was particularly, appropriate to add these interactive elements to a Disney themed craft. So, and I also added a Wink of Stella sparkle to some of the flowers. And this one is basically the same, just has mini. It still has the little spinning flower elements. I just think they're so fun. All right, and then on the back of both of them, I have my Instagram and YouTube, and then my little pullout of information. My likes, my crafty likes, my birthday, my name and address, and all of that. Oh, and then I'm not sure if I showed you, but I made this is part of this die set with the envelope Memdex, these little paper clips that you can make. So I made a set of these for one set for Diane and one for my swap partner. So, but I thought it's just a cute little gift to tuck into the envelope as something a little extra to the Memdex. So that's what that is. And I found all this cute packaging is from Daiso. A lot of it is from Daiso. Next, I made cards for both of them using, so what I did is I made a shaker, but let me show you. I got this little bag at Daiso. This little bag here, I got it at Daiso, and I just made it. I cut the front panel off, and that's how I made these shakers. So, but I did not write inside. I just included little notes inside so they can reuse them. Put my maker's mark. Okay, and then I made them each a set of cards, handmade cards. And there's Minnie's house. So it's just a blank card that they can use for whatever they may like. But I felt like I looked at the colors. So Disney World used to have Toontown many years ago before they expanded that area to reimagine that area rather. And so they used to have Minnie and Mickey's country homes, so I tried to kind of mimic the colors of Minnie and Mickey's country homes. I think Disneyland still has some Minnie and Mickey houses that you can visit, but Disney World doesn't have those anymore. But when my kids were little, in our first couple of visits, we were able to visit Minnie and Mickey's home, so that's a good memory for me. Next set of items that I made were these cute little totes. This is a new release die from Scrap Diva Designs from July 2026. The little Steamboat Willie, Jelly Tote, and or mini album. So I made it into a mini tote. Added a little bow, and then inside they house these little tins that I found at Daiso perfectly. They're perfect size. Got a Mickey one and a Minnie one, and inside I think they call these an embellishment box or a trinket box. So inside I've got like several beads and flatbacks and charms and things like that. So that you can check out Diane's channel. She probably will go through those. So I just thought those were cute. The next thing I did was we had to do a Disney-inspired gift that doesn't necessarily have to match your paper theming. So I did one for Diane and one for my swap partner. These cute little silicone jelly bags or totes that hold the little gibbets like Crocs and bog bags have. So I guess these are kind of like mini bog bags. But I got these at Michael's in the spring. I thought they were so beautiful, and I thought they were so clever. I got these in the spring thinking if I do any swaps that these would be a good tote to have, since I didn't have a die to make one, and I thought they were adorable. So I have added these little Minnie Mouse purse charms to both of them, and then they came with these little gibbets. So I know Diane loves pink and lime green, so I did pick this one for her, but it had these little purse chain dangles. Those were part of it as well. And then inside here I'm going to put the embellishment canisters, but I also I'm gifting some floral bits from the Say Cheese Happiest Place collection. I used a lot of these on my Memdex card and some of my other projects, but I thought that these can go with anything, even though even if they don't have this particular paper kit collection, they could use this Disney, non-Disney, and we crafters can never have enough ephemera, so I hope they'll appreciate that. And then I got a die. This is a castle shaker die that says My Happy Place. I think that's by KS Crafts. I made these Mickey and Minnie salt and pepper shakers. Let me grab my mini one. I have it kind of hanging over here. So I got these salt and pepper shakers, and I made these for my favorite things swap. I made not this theme obviously, but I got this tutorial from Lacey at the Cheeky Bum. I got a tutorial from her, watched her tutorial on making salt and pepper shaker tassels, and they're just so fun. And I just think they're a good thing you can hang from, the window in your craft room or wherever. Maybe Diane will hang it in her, I think it's called a teardrop that she travels in. So maybe she can hang it from that. But I hope my swap partner and Diane will enjoy these. These are just some fun trims that I have in my stash. Some of them have special memories for me with different craft projects I did with my kids. Just different things. Some are newer, some are ancient, like I said, and have good memories for me. This one I did a little bead dangle that says magic, and on Diane's, I gave her the Mickey. I did her name, Diane. So those were just some fun handmade items. I've got some cute packaging. I'm going to put them in these little boxes. I think this might be my favorite thing that I made. I'm not sure. It was fun. I don't usually craft with all this colorful fun, and it was kind of nice to do something out of my norm. I tend to gravitate toward pastels and light colors, particularly pink, but it was really good for me to stretch my skills and craft with a lot of different colors, which are included in this collection. And I decided to make some award ribbons. So I did one that says "Meet me at the castle," and these are mimicking that. That's mimicking like a button that you can get at Disney World. I assume you can get them at Disneyland or any of the other Disney parks as well. You know, if you have a first visit or you're celebrating a birthday or just any number of things, you can get one of these buttons at the front of the park. So I purchased this little image and several others off of Etsy, but I thought this one was cute for anybody. Meet me at the castle, or anybody who likes Disney. So, but these are award ribbons, but I made them also to be magnets, and I've housed a hidden magnet in the backer card, and then there's a magnet hidden in the award ribbon itself. So these could be put on your fridge, or they can be used as an embellishment on a project, on a card, or anything like that, and in an album, you know. So, but I really like these. I love how colorful they are, and they were just fun to make. Something new and different. I strung some beads and did those, and the other set that I did is basically identical, except for I did yellow mouse heads on those. So, but again, this is backed on. This card has a hidden magnet in there, so, and then they're just in this cute little packaging that I found again at Daiso. So, but these might be my favorite thing. It's very different than anything I've made before. All right, and then finally, I did a little embellishment book. This is the one for my swap partner, and I made the embellishment book to share several of my handmade embellishment items. So, and they're all the embellishments are stuck on with temporary glue dots, so they can be easily removed. And then this album could be used, you know, as a photo album, mini album, or to add other embellishments too for organizing your craft station. But the reason I wanted to make the album is one of the first things I made was this little spinner. And I needed to, I thought, do I put it on a card? What do I do with this? So I decided to make an album to house it, along with several embellishments. So this spinner, and there, I'll show the other one, because it's a little bit just different. This ephemera piece said celebrating, and so then I put an arrow on there, and then I added around the different spinner, the pie chart around the different spinner sections, I put things that you could be celebrating. A birthday, celebrating love, celebrating friends, celebrating your first visit to Disney, celebrating my very merry unbirthday. So from Alice in Wonderland. And so and it does spin, and you can, I just think it's so fun, whimsical. Again, like the spinning flowers on the Memdex card. I just thought that was fun. So today we're celebrating a very merry unbirthday. True, I am. So, and then my second page has bows, and again, these remove very easily. They're just on those temporary glue dots. So you can take them off really easily without harming the paper or the embellishment. And then you could add frames or whatever, or other embellishments if you just want to store them in here. And then here are shakers. And ruffles, and here are flowers, and then this was another little interactive thing that I made that I just adore. So here's Mickey, and he and Minnie are on a little picnic, and he has picked a flower for her, and he's given her a flower. I just think that's so cute. And then of course the castle is in the background, their picnic blanket and their picnic basket, and he is giving her a flower, and of course she is so thankful. And then all the little flowers that I made. Okay, so that, and then there's the spine color, and on the back. And then I'll show you quickly, Diane's is just slightly different in a couple of places, so I'll show you hers. So her spinner has a little bit different theme. It says here for, so at Disney, here for, and under the arrow, and it points to different options. And today we are here for Mickey and Minnie, of course. And so you could be here for rides, fun, food, magic, Mickey and Minnie. And it does not land on Mickey and Minnie every time. It does do different things. Right there, it landed on magic. So so that one's a little bit different. Same concept, but different theming. And then, of course, the bows, very similar. Ruffles, castle. I know she does Disneyland, so I tried to do the Sleeping Beauty's castle, whereas at Disney World, it's Cinderella's castle. So, and then the little shakers. And here are the flowers again, and there's my little Mickey giving Minnie. And you just pull this little tab. This is one of those little pull tickets. You know, I remember Joanne used to have these at the fabric counter when you would get your fabric cut. Remember those little pull numbers that you would pull? So that's what that little, and it was one of the chipboard pieces in the collection, and so I thought that was perfect, and it reminded me of Joanne. So that was a good memory. But anyway, so Mickey, I just used a little slider die from Scrap Diva Designs, and he can give her a flower while they're on their picnic. And this is removable, like all the flowers are removable, and this actually is removable too. I put it on this little scalloped frame, and you can remove this whole little, if you lift up the frame, you can remove that, and the whole box comes with it. And so if you wanted to put it on a card or on some other project, it can be used. It does not have to stay in the album. Okay, I think that's everything that I made for the Everything Disney 2026 swap. Again, check out Diane and her channels. And she is doing a reveal of all of those that participated in the swap. She's revealing all of the swaps. So you can check out her channel. And I'm sure many of them have channels as well, and Instagram accounts where they will post pictures and videos of their project shares. So please check all those out. The ladies in the swap were so sweet and kind. They're very talented, very knowledgeable, and willing to share wisdom. They're just a wealth of wisdom and very skilled and talented crafters. And so definitely check all of them out, and check out Diane. She is, like I said, such a lovely person and very talented in her crafting. And you know, she's an artist, and so please check out her channel. All right, so I just want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I really appreciate getting to know new friends in the crafting community and uplifting one another. So don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or comments. And also just thanks again for spending time with me and stopping by. I hope you have a blessed day and a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.